putting mental health as a top priority. That is the mission at one of the Amazon warehouses right here in the Valley. They've created a booth for employees to take a moment for themselves called Amazon. Inside, there are videos on breathing techniques, calming sounds, and aromatherapy.
With Amazon, I wanted to provide a place that's quiet, that people could go and focus on their mental and emotional well-being. The Zen booth is an interactive kiosk where you can navigate through a library of mental health and mindful practices to recharge that internal battery.
Welcome. We're excited to have you at this training, specifically designed to give you the tools that you need for success when it comes to labor organizing. You will learn about the warning signs most commonly associated with early union organizing, as well as other warning signs that could indicate associate disengagement, vulnerability to organizing, or early organizing activity. If you see warning signs of potential organizing, notify your building HRM and GM site leader immediately. HRMs and GM site leaders should notify their assigned ER managers or ER principal immediately. The most obvious signs would include use of words associated with unions or union-led movements like living wage or steward.
I think the problem that we've had is that we have people decided that they didn't really want to work so much anymore through COVID, and that has had a massive issue on productivity. Tradies have definitely pulled back on productivity. They have been paid a lot to do not too much in the last few years, and we need to see that change. We need to see unemployment rise. Unemployment has to jump 40-50% in my view. We need to see pain in the economy. We need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around. I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around. So it's a dynamic that has to change. We've got to kill that attitude, and that has to come through hurting the economy, which is what the whole global, the world is trying to do. The governments around the world are trying to increase unemployment to get that to some sort of normality. And we're seeing it. I think every employer now is seeing it. I mean, there is definitely massive layoffs going off. People might not be talking about it, but people are definitely laying people off, and we're starting to see less arrogance in the employment market, and that has to continue because that will cascade across the cost balance.
Rents across America have skyrocketed, nowhere more so than in the San Francisco Bay Area. Affordable housing extremely hard to find unless you're cool with pod life.
So this is the main pod room.
Inside this house,
I have my fake plants and another hanging organizer right here.
People are living on top of each other, literally.
It's my own personal space, so I can close the curtain. And it's more private.
Pod living. It's the brainchild of entrepreneurs Christina Lennox and James Stallworth.
At first, we were thinking that bunk beds might be an option just because it's space efficient. But then I was thinking bunk beds are not private at all. You can't long-term stay in bunk beds.
And put out the word, Pods for Rent.
I had always wanted to start a company to solve this housing issue.
The rest of the house, pure communal living.
14 people share this kitchen.
And then there's also shared cabinets.
Yeah, people like to generally come out here and they chill.
The rent, $800 a month.
Well, as more Americans get vaccinated, they are eager to get back on the dating scene and return to those popular apps for those looking for a little romance. But as Elwin Lopez reports, increasingly singles are not looking for one person to meet. They're trying to make up for lost time, apparently, and find two partners at the same time.
Throughout the pandemic, the number of users on dating apps hit an all-time high. The top 20 dating apps had a cumulative average of 17 million daily users, 2 million more than a year before, with one option in particular seeing a wild surge.
We had a threesome and I just never left.
Excuse me.
Did this conversation involve this?
The app Field says between 2020 and 2021, it has seen a 670% increase in singles listing threesomes at the top of their wish list. According to a study done by Kenzie Institute researcher Dr. LaMiller, that's also the most common sexual fantasy amongst Americans, with some 95% of men and 87% of women having fantasized about sex with multiple partners.
In our recent survey, we actually found that 52% of Americans, a majority, said they tried something new in the bedroom during the pandemic. And the people who tried new things are actually much happier than those who didn't. I think that's also part of where this interest is coming from in threesomes and being a little bit kinkier. It's just a way of interjecting that novelty to try and get the spark back in the relationship and keep it going.
Okay, let's get straight into it. One of the things I want to be talking about today is cuckery. Recently, I've kind of just indulged into my fantasies, and I'm not embarrassed, and it's just who I am. And I'm in a very, if you don't already know, I'm in a very, very, very happy, committed relationship. We have this thing about us where we meet people and everyone wants to be involved. She's on OnlyFans, and she's been on OnlyFans for about 3 to 4 months now, and she gets requests and she gets a lot of men messaging her, and she sexts them back, which is fantastic. It's a lot of dirty talk, it's a lot of sexting, and I'm absolutely fine with that. That's absolutely cool. So I just want to emphasize that I'm not insecure in our relationship. I trust her with all my heart. We love each other very much so. And yeah, now I've mentioned that, we've got all that out the way, we can jump straight in. So we have this pact in our relationship where we won't ever do anything with another woman, because I don't think it's fair. I don't think my partner wants to see me looking at another woman during intercourse. But I will admit this right now, we have had a lot of threesomes, and we've had a fair few amount of foursomes as well, all guys. And I'm totally cool with it. But I just want to put this out on record that we had probably the best threesome ever on New Year's Eve / today. It happened twice, last night and the night before, and I just want to get on camera and tell you guys about it. So anyway, we pretty much we go to bed. It's now 8 a.m. and this guy's sleeping in our bed, and it's, you know, it's cool, and I'm not even drunk, I'm sober, she's sober, and she's cool with it, and I'm giving her the leg massage, I'm squeezing the thigh. I said, hey man, do you want to give her a massage with me? He's like, yeah, sure. And he's very consensual. Are you sure? Is she okay with this? And she's like, yeah, come on. And we're both giving her the leg massage, and quickly that went into, you know, touching of her vagina, and which was great, and that's awesome. We're just having a little play, and she's soaked, and it's fantastic, and it's such a turn on. So, and it was just the best thing in the world, honestly, when I just said, make out of me and just let him do you on the side. And you know what I loved, and he loved when she'd guide his penis into a vagina while we're making out. So hot. So I want to say this right now. What turns me on so much from self-cuckery is basically, it's all in here. It's just how much another man will give it to her, and that turns me on so much. It just does. I can't describe it. I don't know why. It just does. And absolutely, what I absolutely loved is how she's like, oh yeah, fill me up, use me, and he just empties his load in there. Now, moving on. So then after that, what happens? He lays down, he rests. I'm like, bruv, let me get up. I get up, and bruv, I just start fucking his cum into her. Now, this is gonna gas people. A lot of people are gonna freak out because it sounds pretty gay. It's not, all right? It's not. It's perfectly normal. It's semen, all right? It's not acid. It's not bloody cancer. It's just semen. I want the internet to start normalizing cuckery, self-cuckery, because it ain't even bad. It's like one of the best things on earth. I'm a cuck for my girlfriend, and I'm fucking proud, bruv. I want you to do me a favor today. I want you to try and convince or ask and talk with consent. Talk to your partner. Would you like another man involved in the bedroom? Again, yes, it's cuckery. It's not a bad thing. Don't judge it until you tried it. And again, I just want to emphasize this one more time. A lot of you guys out there watching this, and you're going to say, well, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. How can you let another man fuck your wife? Of course you're going to say that. Of course it's weird to you because you're a bloody virgin. You sit on the internet, you've said one girl who was a rat, let's be honest. You haven't experienced the real world. So it's weird to you. Same with cuckery. A lot of people out there right now freaking out, especially the internet, and they find it weird because it's not normalized. So what we need to start doing is normalizing cuckery. Let me tell you the benefits of being a cuck, and I'm totally cool with this. I don't want you guys get confused. I'm not the type of cuck that would sit in a closet and watch and jerk off while watching my missus get ploughed. Now, I'm going to be completely honest again, I have done that, and I'm totally cool with it.
Perhaps the most chilling conclusion from his Mouse City studies, says Dr. Calhoun, is that once this change in social behavior occurs, it apparently cannot be reversed.
It's this fact of apparent irreversible phase shifts that gives some of us a particular concern over the fate of the human situation, because we see worldwide the breaking down of social roles, the increase in contact as a result of the breakdown of social roles and because there are too many people, that this might lead to an overriding of our controls, of our total culture, and would be set into a process which would either fix us rigidly forever into some sort of global tribalism without any adaptation to change, or that would result perhaps eventually some decline, very much like we've seen here, but that postponed somewhat.
Dr. John B. Calhoun with a very sobering look at a possible future for us.